Hey, how's it going? This is Tom Burkart from Car Revs Daily in the 2014 Lexus IS350C F Sport. We are taking a quick drive around downtown Charleston, South Carolina. Wanted to keep it pretty relaxed so that we can take a video with the top down. This car is really fun. It's amazing to be in a rear-wheel drive convertible. I was trying to think of, the last convertible that I have driven before this, and it was the new BMW 435i M Sport, which is pretty hefty competition. This car, the Lexus ISC's biggest competition, of course, comes from the BMW 4 Series convertible, as well as the Infiniti Q60, convertible. The Mercedes-Benz E-Class convertible is a little bit more expensive, but they're definitely in the same ballpark. And then finally we have the Audi A5 and S5 twins. So this is the loaded IS350C with the F Sport pack, like we mentioned. So this car has a 306 horsepower V6. It's also available with a 2-liter as the IS250. So I believe that's a 2.5-liter V6. We'll have to confirm that. So as the top line sportiest convertible in the range, this car drives really well. It feels really fast. The official sprint time of the car is about, I think it's about 6.2 seconds. I could be mistaken, but it definitely feels like it. It has a great urge and good potency in the manners and the way it behaves. This the F Sport package brings a new steering wheel, new gear knob, special pedals, dark 18-inch wheels, a special grille. I think it has sportier seats, yes, with heating and cooling, which is amazing for like a really hot day like today. And forgive me for being so sweaty. I was just actually outside the car with the AC on blast. It's actually really comfortable and really nice. We have a touchscreen in here versus for the Lexus Inform versus the joystick knob that is employed in some other Lexus models. They're actually both really easy to use. I think I would prefer the touchscreen just because it does bring the screen a little bit closer and makes things a little bit more intuitive. However, like I said, they're both really easy. So it's a beautiful day in August right now. We are in in downtown Charleston, South Carolina. We're on okay, so this is Murray Boulevard. I know I'm new to this area, so I don't really know, but this is one of like the really fancy streets. These houses, are all historic and are governed by lots of tenants to make sure that the like clauses and stuff in there in the title, so that they have to maintain sort of this like old Southern feel. And we're right on the harbor right now. Charleston was one of the 2 deep water ports on the southeastern U.S. coast, which is what makes it such a historically critical city. Charleston, South Carolina, and Savannah, Georgia, were the 2 deep water ports, and that makes a big difference because it lets, of course, much bigger ships come in and makes it a much better city for overseas trade. So the IS350C fits in perfectly here. This is a gorgeous car in white. We've been taking photos this afternoon. It really is quite photogenic, despite being carrying the style of the previous IS versus the latest IS sedans. It has updated LED lights, the updated grille for the F Sport pack. Charcoal wheels in this F Sport trim. The only thing that it's missing really aesthetically is the latest Arrowhead LED style in the front of the car, and that's regrettable because it seems like the headlights from the ISF, for example, might be a direct fit. So that could be something that you look into if you own this car and you wanted to sort of update the style as much as possible. So this car is just running the regular, the standard Lexus IS lighting with halogen low beams, and there's a DB9 right there, or DBS perhaps. So that's like the one thing that's like a little bit disappointing, just because like I'm like a light snob. Like I love LEDs, and I really love that the ISF had, as well as the ES350 hybrid, has LED low fog lights and HID low beams, and those really match and they look really crisp and they look great on the road. This car still looks amazing, but it is just like a little bit, it's a little bit less current when you see it at night. But overall, as a drop top, it has fantastic proportions. It's really, really well resolved. Everything's very simple to use in terms of the hardtop operation. It's really, really easy. It does not operate on the move because the clamshell trunk takes part of the taillights with it. Did I mention that the taillights are LEDs? So that is updated versus the first IS, but the headlights are a carryover item versus the previous one. So, but the hardtop is really, really easy. We've got one touch down for all the windows. We just put them down right now. You can see it's obviously completely silent, extremely comfortable. We've got the cooled seats on max right now. They're not exactly, they're not super potent because it's like 100 degrees out in South Carolina, but they do the trick. Don't have any back sweat going on, which is pretty rare for me driving around in the summer, especially with the top down. It feels amazing. There's not much wind bluster, even at highway speeds. With the windows up in particular, it's very, very chill and very relaxed. Let's see if we can scoot through here. And the car feels really close. I spoke too soon. The car feels really, really wieldy. It has really, really tight dynamics. It feels fun. It's very fast, and with the top down in particular, it feels like it has excellent weight distribution. It's just a fun car. You can certainly feel that it's rear drive at all times. There's a very natural, heavy and sporty steering feel, and we have a few options here for we have the traction control in snow, normal, or extra power mode. So we've got it in ECT power mode right now, of course, and you can just leave that on and have it be the default the next time you turn it on. So drives really well. It feels, I would say, a size smaller than the 435 convertible, which is a little bit unfortunate because they are in the same size class, and they both have pretty tight back seats. If you are going to have people back there, you definitely should you as well as your passenger are going to want to scoot your seat forward to provide any leg room. But with a hardtop convertible, that's sort of par for the course. It feels it's really, really fun versus the 435. It has a similar level of sort of like cushy dynamics. Hello. So it is pretty cushy, but fun to chuck around. And not by cushy, I don't mean that it rides wallowy. It actually has a really firm and well damped ride control. It's just cushy in the fact that it's super isolated and really posh and really luxurious. And these are all great aspects for a luxury brand convertible. And these days, there's really not much else with in a 4-seat convertible option below the really sporty cars that we mentioned in the competitive set earlier, like the old G37 convertible. We have the BMW 1 Series convertible that's on the way out, but it's really a lot smaller. So the IS convertible is a good addition to the Lexus line, and it is back for 2015. Some of the ISF, for example, is going to bow out as the new RCF comes into play this year. But the ISC is going to continue for 2015, and then we'll have to see if it's replaced by an RCC, which is certainly possible. I'm a little bit. I'm not sure if Lexus will replace this car, just because convertible sales overall, even though they're up for 2013 and 2014, have been pretty down significantly versus where they were in, let's say, like 2007. But it's bold of Lexus to make this car. It has a full, beautifully integrated hardtop, drives really, really well with all the rear drive manners that you could expect. It has a great handling balance. It's just a really fun vehicle that really does double duty easily as sort of like a posh cruiser with a big trunk and room for your golf bags, as well as a drop top that has like a sporty look and feel like this F Sport model. So we're just cruising around the coast here. I don't actually know where I'm going too much, but the one thing that I have noticed about the ISC is that it has this 6-speed automatic, which is a little bit less potent than big bumpy road construction there. It's a little less, you know, it is really good, and it has great kickdown sometimes when you are going slowly. Like for example, we're going like 8 miles an hour right now, so good power right there. But other times the kickdown can feel like a little bit lazier than it should, and lazier than it feels in some of the latest 8-speed automatics. It's quick though. I mean, it's quick. Hopefully you can feel and get a sense of in those little acceleration maneuvers. You know, that was like maybe 50 yards of acceleration. It's quick and it's fun, and there's tons of power when you want it, as well as, you know, a really relaxed drop top atmosphere, tight turning circle, and very, very hushed coupe-like atmosphere with the top up. So we can do. This would be like the tightest skid pad in the world. But you know, you can. This shows that the car is very playful and has those rear drive dynamics that you're going to want if you're going for a sporty car versus, you know, just a cruiser. So it's quick. It's really quick and really fun. I honestly really like the way it drives. And the first time that I sat down in it, having previously driven the Lexus ISF, as well as we've got paddle shift, really good paddle shifters, as well as the ES350H. I mean, I thought this car felt really fast after just sitting down in it directly from the ES350H, and it is fast. It's definitely fast. What it lacks is sort of that like huge low and mid-range torque push that the ISF has. But you know, for a V6, this is really good, and it's fun. You can see I got a big smile on my face. Great driving position, good dynamics, a really fun car. It's definitely worth a look, particularly for people who are shooting for more of the sort of like cruiser and you know, posh, like, you know, it's just, I think it's a little bit better for the type of like cruiser type convertible versus the M4 competitor or RS5 type competitor. So you know, the Lexus IS350C is great. It's awesome. Oh, we got a train right there. Let's try to turn and go the other way. And you know, if power isn't necessary for you, you can save about $10,000 by going with the IS250C. But as equipped, this IS350C with the F Sport pack, which is about like $2,500 or $3,000, as well as the navigation package and intuitive parking, as well as a trunk and cargo mat, we come up to a grand total of $53,850, which is pretty good value for a drop top these days, really. I mean, the 435i that I was driving was $65,000. So that gives Lexus, you know, let's say a 15% discount versus that BMW, and it doesn't feel like it at all. It looks great, drives well, will hold its value really well. It's a high quality machine. That you know, you can drive in the homecoming parade as well as drive hard, you know, on a racetrack, for example. All right, well, this is Tom Burkart in the 2014 Lexus IS350C F Sport. Hopefully you can check out the full review of this car, but overall, glowing praise. The car is really fun, and it's great to be in such a you know, a perfect drop top convertible from Lexus on, you know, what is basically their first try on a convertible version of the Lexus IS. So you should definitely snap up this car for 2014 and 2015. It still looks fantastic, and it's going to deliver all of the top-down thrills and hardtop practicality that you really want in 2014. So we'll talk to you guys later, and have a great